Welcome, everyone, to San Antonio by Night Aftermath, Episode 3. When we last left our coterie, the Iconoclasts, they had reconvened for the most part at their coterie haven and had some interesting experiences as far as what they were able to find out regarding their domain so far. Well, I say there because they're really borrowing it. Borrowing it from Marjani Kalu, a constituent of Baron Jameson's domain. And as a result, they've also been asked to do something with it. And they're figuring that out for the moment. And so far, they've found out that there's a bit of a drug trade issue going on in the domain. And others have been making some headway into digging their claws into the influence of this little piece of heaven. So let's get some thoughts from our coterie members, and as you could see, several of them have beautiful faces on our screen now. So, Noel, why don't you give us an idea what your thoughts are so far regarding the information y'all have found out so far regarding this domain, and what your plans are to do with it?
Tainted blood. Wonderful. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Yeah, I want to try and snuff that in the, real quick. Tainted blood is not a thing that you want to deal with. The last thing I want to see is either Ahure or Maria high as balls on meth or heroin. That would be, quite frankly, one of the most terrifying things that I've ever seen, and there's not a lot that scares me anymore.
You know, weren't frightened by Maria's slithery form as she crawled in through the window?
Frightened? No. It's not a frightening thing, that. It's a mixture of curiosity and, admittedly, quite a bit of disgust. Forms like that are physically not the nicest to behold, quite repulsive in a physical sense, but in the same breath, the mechanics of how one changes themselves like that is very interesting, and I can't help but be just a little curious about it.
Very curious. That just begs the question of what you've seen in your own life that doesn't have you terrified.
Look, sorcerers can get up to some really, really, how do I put it, esoteric things. My sire has told me stories about how, at one point for a ritual, there was a human sacrifice of a ritualistic nature, which was a remarkably unpleasant thing to hear about, all things considered. But then, so is the dangers of the path that she and I walk together.
I suppose so. Faust, you've been a very, very busy man today.
Have I ever? Evening isn't over. Unfortunately. Not yet. Oh no. Now that I've got some cards stacked up, I'm taking advantage of them. I realize that understanding the powers of mesmerism is more complex than what I pegged it for initially. I've erased memories so many times, changed circumstances with a simple brushstroke. Yet I've barely cracked the surface of making demands. Honestly, it wasn't that long ago. I remember a time I could never make demands. I was always the servitor of some nature. These were mortal times, before Eugene, before Wolford. Maybe that's why neither of them wanted me to use the gift. That gift. I simply wasn't prepared for the implications that it would cause at the time. Well, no matter. I have to be ready now. I have to be. There's no sense in dilly-dallying around the complications. Best to make use of what incidents I can create. As for the rest of the coterie, I'm almost amused that they're not understanding the opportunity before them. Yes, there's drugs in the neighborhood. Great. We take advantage of all the clean blood, create herds, mortals from which we feed off of those. And the rest of all the kindred within the domain can happily fall into our lap, while Noel and Ray go ahead and take control of the drug operation. And subsequently the mortals. And an extension, kindred. Easy. Why they want to get rid of that, I don't exactly know. But maybe they just don't see it. I'll have to show.
Perhaps they need a guiding hand to show them the opportunities that lie before them.
Perhaps.
As a Ventru, your sire and your grandsire have made it very clear to be very open-eyed to all possibilities, as well as to be careful of the consequences should you not do something. Because as a Ventru, everything falls on you to be responsible. Everything is your fault, good or bad.
I gladly accept it. It's what Eugene would have expected of me after all. Would have wanted.
Oh, hooray. You and Noel took a walk down the streets of your neighborhood and made some discoveries and had a little chat about your histories. What are your thoughts going forward? What do you intend to do?
I have a good deal of distrust for this group so far. Banu Hakim, no. He's an arrogant son of a bitch. And I'm not too sure that the Ventru isn't the same. Different kind of arrogance, but arrogant nonetheless. They think that they know better. But do they really? My major concern right now is getting us situated. We need eyes, we need ears, we need information to come to us. We need to know who we're dealing with. We need to know what we're dealing with. And frankly, I would personally rather not end up with prey that becomes, well, adds strange effects to my being. I also need to check on Castaneda. Noel's a little bit too close to her. Not Noel. Faust. I'm getting the two mixed up. Faust is too close to her for my liking already. And it was only the one introduction. I need to make sure she's okay. I don't like him playing with my...
With your what? Lavere?
my people.
I was worried you were going to say something like pray. But that does bring us to the fact that we are continuing the same night from last session. And so, let us begin in the streets of this lovely Alamo City. You've been wandering the domain on your own for a little bit now. It's probably about 2:30. Kind of doing another walkabout. This time, you want nothing more than to get familiar with the area, the people you might be dealing with. At 2:30 in the morning, it's kind of dark, aside from the streetlights. The night sky is empty. There are no stars here. That could be from the light pollution, though. Are you walking or are you driving?
Walking. On foot is better to get a feel.
Feel that asphalt and concrete beneath your feet. Sometimes a brittle, grassy lawn. The trees are naked. It's kind of cold. The grass is shriveled up for the winter. For the most part, anyway. It hardly rains.
I'm not unused to the lack of rain. I make my way along the streets. I'm looking for those marks that I saw earlier in the night. Marks left by the local homeless. Indications of where they might be, where they might lurk.
I would like you to make me a resolve plus streetwise. You were able to identify them as hobo markings before, but what they mean, that might take some investigation. You have 2 successes so far. You kind of wander through the streets, trying to follow a trail. You see some rather similar markings as you're walking through alleyways, going into the dark places. Nobody really wanders the dark places at night.
No, the homeless are normally drawn to warmth and fire.
Especially given how cold it is lately. I mean, it's cold for a San Antonio night. 45 Fahrenheit. You follow a set of similar markings. And you come across some indications that someone had been here But no one's here currently. Not in this alleyway.
Hmm. What do I see littered around me in terms of person or persons having been here?
You see some... You see some indications that food wrappers may have been tossed in a nearby dumpster. A little piece that was ripped off and just kind of discarded and tossed on the ground. Maybe some kind of protein bar. Something that'll last a while. If you would like to know more, you can always do a resolve or wits investigation.
A wits investigation or what?
A wits or resolve investigation.
Well, it's both the same dice pool. Because I have no dots in investigation.
Mm. I would also allow awareness.
I've already rolled it.
Okay. The food wrapper is the thing you spot immediately, but you kind of look at how some of the cardboard boxes in the area have been stacked, and it looks like there might have been a rudimentary shelter here at one point. Maybe earlier
But
today.
no longer.
But no longer. This person's moved on.
Interesting. I keep looking, I guess. Move to the next likely place. Places with areas that can be used as shelter, bridges, the like.
Mm-hmm. You kind of
Places where they're likely to gather.
you wander a little bit more, following markings, trying to determine the meaning of some of them. They're very different from the ones that you maybe have spotted in the past in Brisbane or in New Zealand when you lived there. But the ideas are the same. No locations given, just breadcrumbs, little things to follow. And so you follow another set, trying to determine what the meaning of it would be. And it leads you to a house. Looks abandoned. Like somebody's not lived there long. Like, for a long time. It has no lights inside. And it seems like the paint's chipping. It has been chipping for a while. The door's boarded up. The windows are boarded up. Single-story home.
I take a quick look up and down the street. What kind of houses surround the area?
You notice immediately that this is really the only kind of decrepit-looking house on the lot, but it's not any different really than the houses on the block. It's maybe the same style, maybe the same age.
Just no one
Some
lives there.
houses on this side look like they're kept up in a little bit better condition, but not by much.
Any indications of cameras or the like that might catch me entering into this place?
That is a wits awareness.
Did that roll the right one? Can I willpower that, please?
Yes, you have 3 dice. It's almost as if your eyes kind of narrow and really adjust to the lighting of this particular place. You look in all of the usual places, even some of the unusual places, and there's no indications of any kind of camera technology here.
Perfect.
Maybe there never was, even. Someone's not lived here in this house for that long, maybe?
I make my way in and I start looking around for little holes that people might slip through.
You
Maybe
make
a
it.
broken window or a loose board somewhere.
You kind of make a perimeter around the house. The windows are boarded up with plywood. The house door frame is boarded up with plywood. It's not until you reach the back of the house that you realize that the plywood on one of the back windows is a bit looser.
Loose enough for me to maybe push aside just enough to get in.
Yeah.
I move it and climb in.
You move it and climb in. It's not hard. But you... How stealthily are you doing this? In fact, I'm just gonna call for a dexterity stealth.
Yeah, that sounds like a good decision. Is that roll right?
Yeah, it rolled it.
Yeah. I was just wondering if it rolled correctly because my stealth is 2 dots and my dexterity is 2 dots.
Yeah, it rolled a total of 4 dice.
Yeah.
You...
Okay.
For all you know, you're as quiet as a mouse. You slip into this place, kind of walking softly. A board creaks under you, though. Just briefly.
I pause as it creaks and I look around.
Who's there?
Give your own name first.
Name's David. Who are you?
Ray. I can't see you.
And you see You see the silhouette of a man kind of come out of one of the other rooms, and he looks like he has a pistol leveled at you.
Whoa, put the gun down, mate. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Breaking into my house? What else am I supposed to think?
Your house. Place looks abandoned.
Yeah, it's my house.
You own the property?
I do right now.
Right now. Can I
Yeah.
insight him, please?
Of course.
I do not believe for a second that this guy actually owns the property. Insight plus... what else am I rolling?
Wits.
Alright, it's your house.
So I would advise you to leave.
Sure, can I ask you a question first?
Make it quick. Make it quick, Aussie.
Why is this place boarded up?
'Cause I don't like people sneaking into my place.
Wouldn't it make more sense to put bars on the windows?
You kind of look on. You kind of. I imagine that your eyes are kind of tracing over him a little bit, and you see that his clothing is a little bit tattered. Like it's worn, like it's old. Based on your
Has he got
insight
any
roll,
holes in his clothing?
that would be a wits awareness. You see some slight punctures in the clothing, at least around like the shoulders and around the cuff, around the cuff of his kind of long duster jacket. He's wearing jeans, and based on the lighting, you can't really tell how old the other clothing underneath his jacket are. But the jacket's old.
Do you not know how to sew, mate?
What does that matter to you?
Oh, I was just wondering if you need somebody to patch it.
I don't need
She
anything.
gestures at her own clothes as she does this.
I don't need anything from
Her
you.
own clothes. Alright.
What's
Look,
your name?
mate, I was just looking for a hooray.
Oh,
Ray for short.
Ray.
I was just looking for a place to spend the early morning, and then I was gonna... But, I guess I'll just... And she turns to make her way back out.
And you notice him really eyeing you.
Something wrong, mate?
No. You're just weird.
Yeah, I get that a lot. But, what do you think's weird about me?
So I guess I'm asking you the same question. Why are you coming up to boarded up houses?
Like I said, I was gonna see if I could chill here for the evening and then bugger off come sunlight.
No. Everything that you're wearing looks fresh. Kind of new.
That's funny.
Aside from the bits that you modified, it looks like.
She kind of looks at her
after?
clothes and all of her... She looks at her clothes and all of her clothes are still fairly tattered, but it's in good repair, and she's like, wow. If you really want to know, I wouldn't mind making some friends in this area. I'm kind of new to San Antonio.
I would like you to make a manipulation persuasion.
Manipulation persuasion.
Because that's kind of what your aim is. But
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
It's not a bestial failure, thankfully.
Oh, thank God.
No, making friends, that's easy. That's easy for anybody. You're a pretty girl. You can go find some of those at the club. No, you're come here Pacific. I can see right through you, kid.
I don't really get along with those in clubs.
Why not? More of a survivalist?
Because that's not... Yeah. Clubs aren't where I belong. I definitely like living a little bit rougher. What about you?
Kinda the same.
Kinda.
Or at the very least, helping people who don't know how to do it.
She moves to sit on the floor, crossing her legs.
He still has the gun pointed at you, by the way.
Yeah. She keeps her hands where he can see them. She's like... So, teach anyone else in the area?
Why? You need a name?
Just curious.
They're awful curious. Lots of questions. Lots of
Yeah.
questions from a girl who barely knows anything about this goddamn city.
Well, sometimes questions are the only way you're going to find anything out, eh?
Yeah, but a survivalist learns on his own, doesn't he?
Sometimes. But sheep have their herds and wolves have their packs. Nobody survives on their own, not truly.
And you want to get close to my pack, is that it?
Yeah, why not? I'm looking for some people I can trust in the city.
I'm not the trustworthy type.
Nah.
No, you don't want to be getting mixed up with me.
Why'd you say that?
Because I'm mixed up in the wrong kind of people, lady.
Oh, what kind of people?
No. You don't get that for free.
Oh, what do you want in return?
Well, you said you're roughing it. What you got? You don't look like you got
She
much
just
but the
opens a
shit
jacket.
on your back.
I don't got much, but I'm resourceful.
You open your jacket and get what out?
I just open my jacket and show that, like, I've got nothing.
Yeah. Mm-mm. You don't even have belongings. You don't even have a bag.
Do I need one?
You do if you got shit to carry. And you don't even look like you got a bedspread. Or
A
a
what?
makeshift one, anyway.
Again, a what?
Bedspread. You never heard that word?
Oh, you mean like a swag? I've
No,
got
I
one, it's just
mean
not
like
here.
an actual blanket.
Yeah, swag. You know, big bedroll. Take it out camping with ya. Works as both a bed, blanket, cover, you know. That's an Aussie thing. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah. You and your Aussie words. Cultural differences and all that shit.
Apparently.
What about cash?
You seem kind of... Cash?
You got cash?
She, reaches into a pocket and pulls out the little bit of cash that she's got on her. Probably only about, maybe... It's probably only about 50 on her.
The fuck you doing with that kind of money when you're roughing it? You're not roughing it. I knew it. God damn.
I won this in a bet.
Liar.
Actually, nah. Like I said, though, I'm resourceful.
Yeah, well, you can get the fuck off my lawn.
Are you gonna shoot me?
Are you gonna tempt me?
You're really sure you want to be shooting me? It's, fairly, close to other houses. Other people are gonna hear it.
Yeah, and then the cops are gonna come get you and I'll be long gone.
Willing to move from your house very quickly, huh?
Stay on my feet, stay on my toes.
Yeah.
I don't unpack anything if I
You
don't have to.
You seem to know this city pretty well.
What's it to you?
Just making an observation.
No, I've had enough of this conversation. You're gonna leave.
Alright. She moves to get up and dust herself off and turns around to head back for the window. What'd you say your name was again?
David.
It's nice to meet you, Dave.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, next time I come back, I'll bring some food with me.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Fuck off.
Yeah. See you around, Dave. And she pops out the window.
And you pop out the window. Do you leave or do
I
you
would like
stick
to
around?
What's the time?
It's probably close to 3 about now. Maybe
No, I
closer
won't
to
hang
3:30.
around. I won't hang around. Instead, I'll start making my way through to the precinct.
All right.
But I'll make a mental note of this house.
All right. You make a mental note of the house. And so you head over to the police precinct, looking for Officer Castaneda.
Mm-hmm.
But when you arrive at the precinct, you don't see her. And when you ask for her by name, she's not here. She's not on desk duty today. But
Wasn't Officer Castaneda supposed to be working tonight?
yeah, she was doing the rounds. But she got called away to something, and then now she's in the hospital right now.
She what?
Yes. I don't know what happened. I don't have that info.
Oh, shit. Well, is she okay?
She'll be okay, but she's it. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on.
Well, do you know which hospital she went to?
Yeah, it's the one just down the road. And you would know that
Thanks.
you would know that that hospital crosses out of Marjani's territory and into another kindred's.
No, fuck it. I don't care.
All right. So you make your way towards that hospital, and you're when you ask for Officer Castaneda, they inform you that she's all right, but she's having issues communicating. And that's really all they tell you.
Oh, what the fuck does that mean? Having issues communicating.
We suspect that she had a stroke.
Jesus Christ.
And
All right.
coming into the waiting room, you see Castaneda's partner, Officer Duncan, kind of coming toward you, still in uniform.
Officer.
You're a Hure, right?
Yeah.
Friend of Olivia's.
You're Castaneda's partner.
Yeah,
Saw you last night with her.
Sophia Duncan. I don't know that we've met.
Nice to meet you. And Ray offers her her hand.
Are you using Blush of Life?
No, but it's cold outside, so she'll just pass it off as her hands are still cold from being outside.
She gives it a shake, realizing it's very cold to the touch, and lets it go. Your hands are like ice. Where have you been?
I've been walking about town. And I've got blood circulation issues in my hands. Do you know what's going on with Castaneda? Like, the doctors are telling me it's a stroke.
Yeah, it's let me walk you outside. And so she kind of walks you out of the hospital and out into the into the lobby area.
Yep. Ray kind of dips her hands into her pockets as she walks, kind of keeping a little bit behind the officer.
Yeah, it seems she had a stroke. We answered a call from a gentleman, nicely dressed, but Yeah, after Olivia talked with him for a moment, uh, I found her in the bushes, and she wasn't responding, so I called EMS.
Why the fuck was she in the bushes?
I honestly don't have any. I don't have any fucking idea.
So this dude, like, was that? Who was it?
I don't rightly remember. Uh,
Huh.
Weird kid. Seemed, I don't know, average height. Blonde,
Uh,
if I remember right, but that's all I remember.
all right. I'll,
That's the person who called us in, anyway.
Jesus. Oh, I'll Well, thank you, Officer Duncan.
Yeah.
I'll pop by to check on Castaneda tomorrow. I'm a bit of a night owl, so I'll probably pop back by in the evening. Any idea how long she's going to be off?
She's basically catatonic right now. They don't know.
Fuck.
I basically had to drag her to the,
Sucks.
I'd drag her into the into the fucking ambulance. I really shouldn't be telling you all of the details.
Hey, hey. Ray kind of claps her lightly on the back. She's like, it's all good. It's kind of a rough thing to deal with. Castaneda's a good cop.
Yeah,
Shit to see her in hospital.
yeah, it's rough. I she, depending on if they can figure out the cause of it, they might be able to do something for her, but right now it looks like that she can't talk.
Hmm. Has she got any family that are coming around to see her, or?
Yeah, they've all been by so far.
Oh, that's good at least.
At least her brother-in-law, anyway.
Well, I hope she gets better soon. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all this, Officer Duncan. I'll, pop by tomorrow evening.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Here's hoping she shows improvement quick.
Yeah. I hate to be down a man. But,
I bet.
yeah. You have a good night.
Yeah, I hope your night improves too. Is there any way that I can contact you? I don't have a phone, so like...
You can probably reach us at the precinct, and somebody will call it in.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Just keep your nose clean.
I try. Not always possible, but I try.
Well, you have a good one, Ray. And
Yeah, you too.
she turns to go back into the hospital.
Thinking about the description that she gave me, and knowing that Faust had a meeting with her this evening, can I put two and two together?
It wouldn't be a stretch. But you don't know for sure.
Got a lot of questions for that boy.
So where are you headed now?
Back to the Haven.
Back to the Haven it is. Noel, what are you up to right now in the Haven?
Right now, Noel would have just finished cleaning up and doing the last of his studies for the night. He makes sure that he gets in at the very least an hour of reading a day. Very important to keep the mind sharp.
Anything interesting you've been reading?
I've probably been looking over some texts prescribing some ritualism.
Mundane ritualism? Because I imagine you wouldn't want to have anything masquerade breaching out in the open.
Non-mundane ritualism. However, these particular documents are hidden in a special compartment in the box where Noel keeps his sword, underneath where the sword and its cares are taken. So they are kept, but definitely not in the open in any way, shape, or form.
Good.
And he only has a single book out at the moment. His sire taught him well on how to keep the materials he needs stored away. Out of character, this is just him doing a little bit of research into some rituals that I might like to buy for him in the future. It's a bit of justification that he has actually been reading and researching and other such things of that nature. And
I will remind you
he
that
would have just
rituals and
finished.
things do need to be taught to you.
Yes. Which is why I also have a plan to buy some dots to acquire a teacher. But he would be putting the book away, storing it in its secret hiding spot at this very moment. And then having a look at the time, wondering where everyone else might have made it off to at this late an hour, what they might be up to, especially since there's a problem on the horizon, currently at the very least.
It's probably about 3 o'clock.
Yes. There's a slight problem on the horizon involving this drug distribution from some organized troop, no doubt. And if it is an organized troop, then we need to find out who they are and maybe see if we can't either capitalize upon it, if not remove it. To do that, though, I'm not going to be able to go alone. So it is something that I may wait for one of the others to show back up, so that I might, when I take my walk, have some backup with me, just in case. Because if I find them, the last thing I want to have happen to me is getting filled full of bullet holes. That would be uncomfortable.
And
to
a
the
shame,
least.
given that you dress kind of nicely.
Yes, this is a nice suit, and it was a gift, and I'd rather not ruin it. So I will wait for the first person to return from whatever errand there is, unless Maria is around, because I believe there was a mention of Maria being around.
From what you know, when she came back to this house, she went
Oh, that's right.
straight to her
She
room.
went to her room. She went to her room after the talk in the kitchen. That's right. That's right, she needs to be left alone at the moment. She wasn't doing so well. Possibly due to the tax put upon her by that transformation of hers. Then I will wait for one of the other two to return from their outing and have a chat to either of them about the next move to make.
In the meantime, Maria, you're in your room. What have you been up to?
Well, I've just been praying. A lot of praying lately. Been hard. Lately, I've been more busy than one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. But fact of the matter is that I ended up turning again. That whole thing ends up bringing out the devil in me. I don't think they understood that was. I know it. Oh, Jesus, forgive me. The more I read, the more I wonder. They end up calling us damned, you know that? And I think that might end up having something to do with our given condition, forsaken by God. Wonder if my soul ever made it to heaven. Worries me some. After I'm done try and end up making my way without making too much noise. Don't need to make a racket. And when I end up doing so, I end up getting to the washroom to wash my face. Bloody tears. Another example of me not being a person anymore. You don't get to be a person anymore once you're dead. Constitution didn't exactly cover us corpses. Where do we go from here? I'm left to wonder. There's no answers for me. I'm not sure if anybody's gonna stop me, but I'm gonna end up spending some time outside, just wandering about. Who knows? They call it the beast, you know. Wonder if that means we have more in common with animals. Maybe when they mean the beast, they mean quite literally revelations. Wouldn't surprise me. Everything else that we are is unholy. I've seen it. I've seen it, and it worries me something fierce.
No, you would hear in the house that the water ran for a little bit. It's not a very large house, this house.
Can I tell where from? Like the kitchen or the bathroom?
Probably the one bathroom on this floor.
Maria must be in the bathroom. I should go and check on her. At least make sure that she's holding up enough. We can continue to do what we need to do.
So what do you do?
I'm going to put my stuff away. Gonna exit the haven. No, not exit the haven. Exit my room, rather.
Mm.
Go and see what Marie is up to.
And Maria, you would see Noel there, just as you're leaving the bathroom.
Sorry, I'll finish up in a minute. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I was looking for you.
Whatever for.
I just wanted to make sure you're alright. If anything, transformations and whatnot can tend to be a little taxing on the body and the mind.
I was thinking of Deuteronomy 12 and here 23.
Deuteronomy 12:23. Now,
Only be sure that you here do not eat of the blood, for the blood is the life, and you should not eat the life with the flesh. Tells you something about our condition, doesn't it?
okay, so this actually works perfectly. Yes, that is a verse that one should not eat of the blood as they would the flesh. The blood is the life. I have come to find in my studies that holy books of various kinds say, hey, oh, uh-oh, we had a camera.
We lost the specs and the camera went completely sideways.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Well, you can continue.
I will continue. In my time, I've read a lot of holy books, yeah. And yes, that is a verse in the Bible.
You don't strike
think-
me as much of a man of faith. No.
You wouldn't believe it, but I actually possess degrees in theology.
Degrees mean nothing. That means you understand the words, but you don't hear them. Never once you had Jesus in your heart.
Jesus, no, that wasn't the religion I was brought up with. No. No, my faith is still Abrahamic, just like Christianity. But it's of a different variety. When you would say God, I would say Allah. When you would quote the Bible, I would quote the Quran.
I'm assuming there's a point to all this. You wanted to talk to me.
Yes, well, I wanted to make sure that you were alright after having...
No, I'm pretty far from okay right now. But my position in this coterie, that's a word for it, right?
It is.
This little gathering, our little gang. Well, it just ends up meaning that I gotta end up figuring out on how the hell to end up making this all work out. And to be honest, I'm not liking it much right now. But I end up making a promise, and I'm gonna end up fulfilling that. So right now, I think I'm gonna mosey on out, find myself a hip here's some clean air. Take a walk around the block and cool myself off. I've said my hair piece to the only person that matters.
Hmm. Well, I'll simply leave you with this then, Maria. Does it not say in the Bible that if you pray forgiveness, that in the name of Jesus Christ you will find your absolution?
Pretty sure that was it meant for people who still have a soul left. And we've been dead. We're dead things. Rapture's gonna skip us over. What's was inside is long gone now. That's the sad truth of it.
If you say, but I don't believe that to be the case. I think there's salvation for us yet. Maybe not the kind we were looking for, but salvation for us yet nonetheless.
You end up doing what you need to. I believe, though, if I recall, your particular brand of faith requires you a mat and a sun.
I no longer practice actively. Issues with,
Burning to a crisp.
among other things.
Right. So you can't practice, which means that even if you were right, you're still fucked. Congratulations.
And I take that on the chin. Not a lot else you can do in that kind of situation.
Maybe not. Is what it is. But I find it something. Speak of which, at this point, I'm gonna be out for a walk. See what I can end up finding, or at least make myself busy in some regard.
Alright. I believe sunrise is slated for 6 a.m. this morning, so just to give you an idea of your time frame.
I won't be far. She stops herself as she starts to walk. Turns. I appreciate your concern, Noel. Really, I do. Unfortunately, I don't think that there's coming back from all this. I really don't.
I suppose there's only one way to know for sure. And Noel would leave it at that and let her go for her walk. And wait for one of the other two to show back up to the haven.
So Maria's headed out. Probably about the time that Ahura returns. But let's find out what Faust has been up to first. Mr. Beaufort, where have you been?
Well, after hearing what the coterie intended for this evening, I feel like a few more pieces to this little pedestal has been put in place for me. I'm a little excited to implement it. So I'll just take advantage of the rest of the evening. Let's see here. We have Maria establishing a neighborhood watch. Excellent. That can be verified within our neighborhood, I assume. Next is the matter of Castaneda. I feel bad. I really do. Mostly that she was a guinea pig. Not that I will tell Ray that. But it's not as if it's without cause or purpose. Everything has purpose here. I can make use of this situation. And, well, considering they'll probably consider it either a mental breakdown or stroke of some kind, shouldn't be too easy to convince the office to let a specialist put their foot in the door. So I said, I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the police office. I don't believe Duncan actually fulfilled any recordation. No, she would have been too busy tonight. I'll make sure to note that. No one should be too busy for me.
So you're going to the precinct.
Mm-hmm.
With the intention of what, Mr. Beaufort? You
Exploit
don't find
the-
Castaneda there. You don't find Duncan there.
No, but I do find a desk clerk. The same desk clerk that knew that I called in for dispatch.
Mhm.
Wonderful. I walk up to her, relaxed, enthused.
Can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. You see, earlier this evening I called in for dispatch, but, well, there was a bit of a strange circumstance, you see. I called in... Yes. The police officer seemed distracted. The one I spoke to didn't actually mark anything down on her information, I noticed. Didn't check in with records or anything like that when I tried to fill out a report with them. So, I decided, since they went ahead and told me that I could come to the office for this, if I could file a report here.
And who was the officer you were speaking with?
I was speaking with Officer Castaneda and Officer Duncan. It was strange. They seemed very distracted, very unfocused. Have you been short-handed lately?
Officer Castaneda and Officer Duncan did fill out their report.
Did they now? Well, I'd like to simply finish the reporting process. If you happen to have some sort of papers or documentation that I can complete with you.
I'm sorry, what was the call about? And your name?
Ah, sorry about that. I'm Faustus Buford. Puts out a hand for a handshake. And, I let my hand be cold, but I make sure to pop ah as soon as I make eye contact with her.
God, your hand is like ice.
It's very cold out, and I've been a busy man, unfortunately. Winter comes. I have to explain. What's been going on recently in the neighborhood is we've been seeing a lot of delinquency. I'm not sure if you know me, but
No,
You see-
I've never met you in my life.
that's unfortunate. I'm an investor, rather influential individual myself. Recently, I was featured on Forbes magazine. You might know me from there. That
Make-
is,
Make
Go
me
ahead.
a manipulation or charisma persuasion plus fame if you have it,
haha, I have 1 dot of fame. That was the whole point.
and plus awe.
Heh. Manipulation, persuasion, and 1 dot of fame and 2 dots of awe. Boom. Or
Boom.
wait, would it be 2 dots of presence or just 1 dot for awe?
It's your presence rating, so 2 dots.
Yeah. Boom.
Okay, that is 7.
I'm very fancy.
That's where I know you from. Oh my god, I knew your face looked familiar.
Oh, you cut out for me. I'm sorry. What was that?
I said, the desk clerk said, "That's where I know you from." Oh my god, I thought I knew your face was familiar. That name seemed really, really weird to be having here in San Antonio. Aren't you from Dallas?
I am, but I figured it would be rather beneficial to start a new project down here. You see, there's a lot of really wonderful little cozy neighborhoods, and I've just been, I have a lot of individuals I love down here. A lot of wonderful people. And between all the cozy neighborhoods, I thought it would be nice if I started doing some, community projects. It's really a little bit unusual for me, but you know how it is. I figured if we could start bringing in a little more commerce in the area, then, maybe everyone could benefit from it. For instance,
Jesus, the East Side is like the product of the project.
I know, but there's so many wonderful people out this way. It would be such a waste.
I half expected you to be somewhere downtown with your big investment company.
Oh, were we not? I definitely visit down there. I prefer working to see the community grow larger and see them find some enterprise and grow. It gives me a little warmth in my heart, truly. That said, I didn't catch your name. What is your name, miss?
Anna
Anna. Anna
Parker.
Parker. It's wonderful to meet you, Anna. Truly. It's unusual circumstances considering the evening. Considering I have to come in and report this. I was actually during the course of this project, I've noticed there's been rather strange circumstances. I reported initially that there was a stalker. You understand how that could possibly come about.
Right.
Yes, fairly influential. And it tends to be the case. It's not unusual for me, but I thought I would just have it on record. That said, Anna, Miss Parker, I've been speaking with some of my colleagues lately, and much of the community as well, a couple of the community leaders, and there's been sort of a concession that there be established a neighborhood watch of some sorts. And I was thinking, initially, it would be a bit dangerous, but when I started looking at the graphics behind it, the statistics, I realized that having neighborhood policies, neighborhood watches, and, sort of eyes on the streets from street level. People are actively checking each other, and that tends to be a more effective method. I think it would be a wonderful opportunity for your department. Between that and providing and bringing in more commerce into the neighborhood, what with the taxes that would provide to your building and department. Maybe we could even get Miss Castaneda and Miss Duncan some vacation money. Considering they were so unfortunate. Oh, I feel so bad. They seemed so tired. He wipes his face.
I'm sorry. Are you here to report the description of your stalker then?
I suppose that, as well as a further description about discrepancies we found in the neighborhood, and what we intend to possibly provide. We suspect there's something of a local gang, I want to assume.
I mean, they're everywhere.
Oh, certainly. It's a big city. It comes with the whole property and merchandising, right? Oh, God. Young gangbangers thinking they can prove what not. It's unfortunate. Miss Parker, what this neighborhood watch and what it could provide as an opportunity to your department, if you can verify it with your chief.
To do what? To sign more people up for the academy?
No. Rather instead, if you wish, and he pulls out a card. Pulls out this little white card with his name on one side, his number on the back, contact information. If you could be so kind, maybe perhaps you could start reporting some local incidences back to us. I have a group, you see.
Oh no.
Would be-
No, Mr. Beeford. Vigilantism is not something that you want to get mixed up in.
It's not vigilantism at this point, Miss Parker. It's more like,
Vigilantism is a crime, Mr. Beeford.
this is local influence, Miss Parker. It's less about fighting crime, more so about preventing it in the first place.
You're welcome to do that. But leave the arresting and everything to the police?
Absolutely. If there's anything that we can't handle, I would be most honored that I'd be able to go ahead and contact the office here. But any small details and incidences,
The emergency number is 911. Everybody knows that.
yes. But for smaller instances that are reported to the office, you know, simple domestic issues.
That would get me fired.
Would it? And perhaps you can arrange something with me and your chief. You know, Miss Parker, I am a very influential man.
Yes, you are on Forbes magazine, and you are an investor, Mr. Beeford.
This is a neighborhood I'm investing in, Miss Parker. And it's a neighborhood that I'm sure you already have investment in, and I do not want to see it falter any more than it has. I want to see it grow, don't you?
I mean, sure, but... I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it some thought.
Go ahead, give it some consideration, and if you're uncertain,
I don't want to get fired.
then please contact your management. I would love to hear from the sheriff. The state sheriff. I'd love to speak with him. And we can talk more about this. You yourself, Miss Parker. On a, more under note, if you ever want to speak in general, I would be happy to oblige. I'm easier to get in contact in the evening hours, early evening. Just you and I.
Right.
And this is me flirting.
And she seems to be resonating pretty well with the flirting, for sure. She's very sheepish.
How sheepish.
Pretty sheepish. Like, she's not really making eye contact with you anymore. Kind of fiddling with a piece of hair.
Is she tired? Is she feeling exhausted these days?
Are you trying to determine if she's your prey type?
Yeah?
If you want to give it a good sniff. That's a resolve awareness.
Resolve awareness, eh?
Mm-hmm. Difficulty 4.
Pump. I got nothing on that? Really?
That was your academics roll, by the way.
Oh.
Is that a same dice pool or no?
No.
Okay.
Wait, maybe? Let's try it again.
It's resolve awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It is the same dice pool. Okay,
You would have one dice to
Wait.
spend to willpower if
Fuck.
you wanted to.
I rolled academics again. Oh my god. I need help. It's not the same dice pool, it's less. Alright, one more time. Bear with me, folks.
Okay.
Alright, that's normal.
Same
I'm
result.
still gonna use... Yeah, I'm still gonna use willpower.
Oh, you don't actually have dice to willpower.
That's right, I can't...
Not your awareness pool.
Not for your awareness pool. You can't tell. You can't tell if she's the kind of prey you like to feed from. Something about her cologne's kind of interfering.
If you would like, Miss Parker, at the end of your shift, if you ever need anyone to escort you back home, I'm more than happy to serve as your gentleman. Any evening.
Make me a manipulation and persuasion plus any seduction specialties.
Manipulation, persuasion.
Awe would still count for this.
Awe does count for this. Cool. So that would be 2. That's the only thing I cared about. That's decent.
She blushes really deeply. She looks like she's pretty smitten with you.
Perhaps.
Not that she would leave her post right now, but she seems to be very smitten with you.
Oh, wonderful. When's your next break, Miss Parker? Perhaps we could speak a little bit more. Foz has given her the up-down, the eyes.
I can take my break right now.
Wonderful.
And
I'd be most obliged. Just to
and
share
she-
chatter.
kind of takes off her headset and kind of closes down her computer for the moment and gets up from her seat with her coffee mug to look as if she's going to the break room.
Wonderful.
But you don't have access to the break room, so she leads you to somewhere else in the building. Someplace a little more public, but it's still pretty private.
I go ahead and begin speaking with her once more. So tell me a bit about yourself, Miss Parker. I know you work here. What are your
Well-
terms and conditions for an evening together?
Really, you're just gonna ask questions and she full-on plants a kiss on you. Realizing that you're still very, very cold.
Before she does, I go ahead, bite my own lip, and make it bleed.
Okay. 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 I dig it.
This has to happen this way. It's gonna happen.
Alright. And as soon as you feel that she's tasted that little drip of blood from your lip, she's full on making out with you now.
I'm sure she is. Okay. Foss goes ahead, kisses back, and makes sure to really provide her with just the most intense sensation. And with this, I go ahead and I go into it. I don't even care at this point.
Are you
My boy
going to
needs-
blush of life to feign sex?
No.
No? Okay.
What I'm gonna do, very specifically, is I am going to I'm gonna make a risk. She's not my type.
Okay.
But how do I put it? I'm gonna go ahead and continue making out with her, and in this sense, feign kissing her on the neck.
Okay. She's into it.
Oh, I'm sure she is. I
She's
go ahead and
definitely into it.
yep, I'm gonna go ahead and bite into her.
Okay.
Establish the lingering kiss.
Roll me a high or low. Or call a high or low.
I gotta go high climb high.
Okay. She's not your type. She's
not my
definitely
type.
not your type. So you're gonna have to spend 2 willpower to suck that down. It's disgusting. It doesn't taste right.
No,
It's
it's
filthy.
sickeningly sweet. Disgusting. It's like eating Smarties, except fucking made of vomit and cocaine. This isn't what I'm into at all.
Nope. Not at all.
That's why. Oh, that's why I decided I was not the type for the sugar babying services that I tried at the beginning of this whole project, this whole undead thing. That didn't work out for this reason. But I still take blood from her.
How much?
I want 2 dots.
Okay. And she's lingering kissed.
And after everything is said and done, I grab her hair, pull her head back, and look her deeply in the eyes. You're gonna get me set up with your captain, the chief. We're gonna talk about things a bit. And you, my darling. I kiss her chin, all the way down her neck, and then lick back up. You, my darling, You're gonna help me turn this neighborhood into the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, aren't you? As pretty as you.
Whoa. Wow. I've never kissed someone who's been on the magazines before.
Consider yourself an honorary celebrity. I'll have your face on there too soon.
Holy shit. And she goes in to try and kiss you again.
Sure. Why not?
She doesn't seem to care right this moment that you're dead cold.
That's fine. Nah. Once she's, after some amount of time, I go ahead and, unlink myself.
Mm-hmm.
I see myself off.
She, as you're leaving and as you see her leave that little place, she seems a bit woozy, but otherwise fine. Let's find out her residence. She definitely has one. She's melancholic.
Really? Miss Parker.
It's fleeting, but there's a taste of sadness there. Maybe something recent happened. You're not sure. Oh,
I have to question.
Lol, that rolled a d20. Not a d10. But it's still a
You-
6, it's fine.
I have to question then. If it's melancholic, does she really not fit my flavor?
People can be sad and stressed out for different reasons, but she's, as far as you can tell, she's not overworked, as it would be.
No, not yet. A little sadness goes a long way. I would know. It's hard to get shit done when you're upset. That said, at least that much is there. Yes. Taste of pain lingers on my lips. Bitter. I believe the Japanese call it umami. Taste. It is an excellent taste indeed. I'm just ashamed that it had to happen like this.
Has that melancholic feel, but she's just sickening sweet like cotton candy. You like a little bitter. The bitter taste of hard work and sweat.
I wanted a dark roast, and instead I got a mochaccino or some shit. That's perturbing. I want a manager. I'll
Would you-
return to the coterie house. For now, the time is set. She will get me my appointments, and I will arrange a A new business agreement.
And that, I believe, is where we're going to take a very quick break. We'll be right back, everyone. Stay tuned for more of San Antonio by Night Aftermath. Welcome back, everyone, to San Antonio by Night Aftermath. Collectively, our coterie has done some individual errands that they have been meaning to get to. And at around 4 o'clock, 4:30, the four of them reconvene, having fulfilled everything that they have set out to do tonight. One might also consider that this might be close to turning in time for the individuals, but we'll see if that happens. So the four of you, after your errands, have returned. Noel having done some things himself. Maria having gone out to get some fresh air. Ohure coming back from the hospital and having interacted with a individual named David. The four of you are together. Maria is the last to arrive on the scene, actually, coming in with something coiled very close to her neck.
Do I see what precisely it is?
It kind of looks... You're not entirely sure what exactly it is, but it's coiled there. Looks reptilian.
Ah,
Kind of nuzzled into her shirt.
that's a lovely accessory, Maria. What's the occasion? Going out somewhere?
Little feller had no way to end up going.
And Faust sort of peers about, examines it when Maria comes closer. Ah.
She reaches into her shirt and pulls it aside, revealing the head of Looks like a copperhead.
Goodness gracious. You know, I would have been terrified if it wasn't for the fact that... well, it doesn't matter to me now.
Venomous don't mean nothing, yeah. Bit me a few times. Kind of weird.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Snake
Figure-
venom is also exceptionally useful when non-destructively harvested.
Thank you very much, Mr. Academic.
The Smithsonian speaks again.
Nah. No. Just seem right. Mostly end up coming down to the fact that
You're a serpent. The devil is inside you.
she just gives you the stare.
Faust smiles back at Maria. It's not unusual or uncommon. I mean, as we are now, we serve a serpent. Regrettably. He turns to a frown. Nevertheless, I think pets are constructive. If I might make a suggestion, I think it would serve us to have more scaly and furry friends about the neighborhood.
Well, right now, I think that it's mostly needed to end up dealing with the fact that I'd like something that's not exactly tempting to most. I end up getting a kitten here. I'm pretty sure one of you is going to end up jumping on it.
If not for the yowling.
Yeah, well, outside of a little bit of rattling, if you spook them, everything but fine. Like to keep it that way.
Ray steps forward. She kind of leans down to look at the serpent. Does it have a name?
Dunno, just met it. Not like I can ask it.
Well, when you can ask it,
What do you mean when?
might as well.
She's
What do I
kinda-
mean when?
Yeah, what do you mean when?
There are certain things that my clan can do. And I'm wondering if your clan can do it too.
Alright.
Some of
Just when I thought this night couldn't get any weirder, apparently now we're talking to lizards.
yeah, my clan talks to animals.
Good, I just
You're a-
ended up finding out I'm rooming with a crazy person.
Caesar Malone.
You're a regular Dr. Doolittle.
Better reference. Thank you, Noel. Mr. Stoneford.
Ray leans down to the snake again. She looks it in the eye. And she says, "Nice to meet ya."
You can hear the tail rattle a bit. Seems to
I
rattle
gather
around a
that's
lot
all.
of you.
You can talk to it. Like, this is a...
Nah, I
Oh,
can talk to it, but I don't know what it's saying.
oh, great. Okay. Just when I thought things couldn't get any weirder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I imagine your nights have been quite interesting, Faust. Oh, hooray.
Quite.
Ray casts a glance over to Faust and nods. Yeah, you'd say that.
Speaking of, Ray, I understand you and Null are seeking to, gather intel, gain some sort of leverage over this drug business. I want to express, I'm in support of it. Highly. But I had a concern.
Yeah, and then?
Officer Castaneda is important to you.
You notice her jaw clenches, the muscles around her face pulling in tight as you say that. You could say that.
I think it might be at this point that I would like to roll an insight, as that's concerning.
Alright.
What about Castaneda?
You are my coterie mate. And your concerns are mine. I'm putting that out on the table right now. I'm constructed the means and circumstances to have Castaneda set aside while we conduct our own organization here. She'll be indisposed, either vacation time or with the hospital, potentially both. I just don't want to see her getting hurt in the meantime.
Does
She
just
lost
one
Marks.
jumping, but she'll be back in a second. But yeah, I definitely want to get a read of this situation.
Okay.
I want to get a read of the tension. So I'm
Okay.
clear to roll at a wits insight, yeah?
A wit's insight. And when Mox gets back, she'll put in a composure subterfuge.
Composure subterfuge?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm spending a willpower.
I must know.
Oh,
Do I have to roll too?
Oh, you don't have to if you don't want to know.
No, I'm asking if I have to roll to lie.
Oh no, you don't have to because
You're
Ahure is doing a composure subterfuge because she's trying to hide how angry this is making her.
I actually missed the last thing that Faust said because it cut out.
He said, I have her set aside in the meantime while we're conducting street business in our organization.
You have her set aside.
It's either through vacation or medical leave. A little bit of both.
What happened in your meeting with her?
I told her to do her job.
What did you tell her to do?
Follow Officer Duncan's orders.
Really? What else?
At 4 p.m., she would move back to the park. I'm being honest with you, because I don't want to lose your trust on this matter.
Tell me.
Hmm.
Faust, are you aware that Castaneda is in the goddamn fucking hospital?
I expected it. Medical leave or vacation.
Ahure, I would like you to make a frenzy check.
Okay.
Friend. And this is a difficulty 3. Because you're angry. This is a fury frenzy.
Shit. How do I do this at the moment?
Is the frenzy button at
My
the bottom?
phone isn't letting me doing it.
Oh, do you want me to do it for you then?
Please, if you could.
Okay, so... And I'm gonna give you a situational modifier to resist because there are others in the room. Keeping it under wraps. Got a handle on it so far.
Ray takes a step up so she's right in Faust's face. If you so much as even look at one of mine funny again, I will fucking eat you.
And Faust, you can see those menacing teeth of hers. She's not hiding her fangs. She has ocean predator teeth.
Eat me. Can I get a read on that?
Yes.
That's a wit's insight, Mr. Beeford.
It is indeed.
She's obviously angry. She's obviously trying to intimidate you.
Expected.
But she means it.
Hooray. I understand your anger. I do.
No. No, you don't.
I do because I want to protect what's meaningful to you.
Yeah, you can start by not putting them in the fucking hospital. That's where you can start.
The
You can
inclination.
start by not drawing eyes to people I give a shit about. You can start by not manipulating them in your little fucking plans.
Foss smirks. Very well. I keep them out of the way for your benefit. Know that for the future.
Noel would pipe up. Quite frankly, Faust, it's not for her benefit. If she snaps and loses her shit, I doubt that either I or Maria could stop her. Do you think you could?
I think I could, but neither of us would like the results of it. That's the problem.
Hooray, it is a good thing you have a leash, very tight leash, on your beast right now, because otherwise you would be ripping into Faust again. He is cocky, and he is being incredibly flippant about this whole situation.
She physically bites her lip to the point where she actually begins to bleed ever so slightly. What the fuck did I expect from a goddamn Ventrue? You're all the fucking same. And with that, she pushes past him and makes her way upstairs.
It's about that moment, Ohore, you're getting a call.
A call? She has no phone.
Oh, don't you?
Nope.
No,
Oh, I
No,
guess not then.
she doesn't have a phone.
Specifically stated she doesn't have one.
Never mind then. Carry on.
Because, she's careful. In this modern age.
That's also because she comes from Brisbane and she's absolutely paranoid about the Camarilla tapping communications.
Oh no, Foster's already picked up on the fact that she's probably being followed. Don't get me wrong.
Not a bad thing, all things considered. But as Ahura pushes out, Noel lets out a deep sigh. Oh boy.
Well, that went better than expected.
Yes, you're not Ash right now, so yeah, better than expected's about right.
I don't think I would be Ash either way, Mr. Stoneford. I just wouldn't be able to earn the same trust. Is this a stepping stone? She may not like it now. It'll grow on her. I have no intention of getting your important people in harm's way, whether it be by your means or mine.
Noel is like, come and sit down. I want to share something with you. Something that I think you might find very important.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Enlighten me, Mr. Stoneford.
Have you ever dealt with a frenzying kindred, Faust?
He folds his arms. And he gives Mr. Stoneford this look. Do you want to wager?
It's not a matter of a wager, it's a matter of a yes or no, Mr. Buford. Have you or have you not?
Do you understand what happened in Dallas, Mr. Stoneford?
I've heard hearsay.
Hearsay should tell you. Frenzy is the least that I have dealt with. And if you think I'm afraid of it, if you think I fear, you're wrong.
Oh no, it's not a matter of fear. Fear is not what we're talking about in this equation. Not at all. No. It's more... So, very quick question. How tall is Faust?
Let's look. I don't think I made him that tall, actually. Oh, what a wonderful world. Faust is he's a twink. He's 5'6".
Oh, that's
he's approximately
perfect.
He's 5'6" and
perfect.
approximately 118 pounds. Lean body frame, slender shoulders. He looks like a model.
And just as another out of character question, Mox, how tall is a Hure? Like tall and height and weight of a Hure?
Good question. I think I made her She's somewhere over 6 foot, I think. Yeah, she's 6 foot tall, 90 kilos. Yeah,
She's big, beefy lady.
built. She's a big lady.
And 90 kilos is just under 200 pounds.
Oh yeah, she's like twice your size, Faust.
Yeah. So Noel kind of leans forward. He's like, "No, it's not a matter of fear, Mr. Buford. No, it's a matter of you thinking that you have a snowball's chance in hell against someone over half a foot taller than you, double your weight, built like a shit brick house, and raging. Not just any normal kind of rage. No, supernaturally fueled, unquenchable rage. And you think that you have a chance of stopping that if it decided that it wanted your head torn off. Because, I'm not sure if you know this, but...
I'm gonna stop you there, Mr. Stoneford. Do you know why the Ventru are who we are?
I do.
Then why
Weirdly
are you
enough.
even questioning this? I don't have to lift a finger. I don't have to be imposing. I just have to look you in the eye.
If you think that would stop her. I think there's a little thing that you are lacking. Just a second, my food arrived.
Look, all due respect, this is one of those things where clearly this is bothering everybody, and apparently there's some form of, I don't know, measuring competition between everybody here. And unfortunately, at this point, I have to end up asking, we're going to have to get along at some point. And that's going to end up meaning that at some point we're going to need to end up having some give and take around here. That's just the facts. Now, Noel ends up making this point of Ahure, and I have no question on Ahure's capability on being able to end up stomping a mud hole in you and walking it dry. Absolutely none. That being said, awful confident to your position here, Faust. And fact of the matter is either way this shit goes sideways, we're all screwed. I mean, the kind of screwed that you don't end up here coming back from. So, I guess the question that we have to end up asking ourselves is, what do we have to gain from continuing on down this line?
None. The conversation in question was between me and Ahure, and it's been done. That was the sole purpose of me bringing it up in the first place. I need to wait for lethality.
Yeah, no, I am here. Noel simply knits his fingers together, and he's just like, "No, I am in agreement with that, Maria. I just want to make absolutely clear that
you know which horse you're betting on if things go sideways. I get it. You're rooting for Hooray on this one.
quite
don't blame
frankly, if she snaps, I don't want to be anywhere near her."
I don't blame you. You're a twink too. It's fine. I get it.
not so much a what was the word you used? Twink?
Yes, you're a twink, Mr. Stoneford. Welcome to the club.
I'd prefer glass cannon to twink. Because
I've played video games. There isn't much of a difference. In any case.
the major difference is that if she was to come after me, I might actually be able to deal some damage before she tore my head off.
That's fair.
Great. So this is going to be a loss-loss situation.
Who has the bigger penis? Great. You know, I don't really care for these kinds of competitions. Maria.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I wanted to go to a diner. Would you care to join me?
Not like we need to eat.
No. I just simply want to mingle. I don't know much about this neighborhood. Hell, I just barely moved here.
I guess I can definitely end up doing such a thing.
Consider it a date. Wonderful.
She just kind of looks confused, like she just got drafted.
Don't give me that look. No, we're just going to enjoy the evening. I don't think there's much point in experiencing anything unless there's, having eternity unless you can enjoy it. And frankly, all things considered, there's not much that we can work with. I think you would benefit from a little more interaction with the locals as well.
You say so. Kind of ends up making me wonder, though. I'll end up here taking you up on it. But given the fact that it seems like you and Noel both have something to talk about, and it's clearly well above my pay grade right now, I think I need to something else I need to end up getting up to. If you'll end up pardoning, I need to end up speaking with Ahure for a bit.
I appreciate you checking in on her.
Less about me checking in on her and more on the fact that if anything that Noel has to end up saying is true, then the last thing I need is anybody to be on edge, especially Ahure.
Certainly.
And with that, Maria stands up with this, almost seeming to forget that she currently has a rattlesnake around her neck, and just starts walking upstairs, leaving Noel and Faust together at the dinner table.
Noel simply crosses, as Maria leaves, Noel simply crosses his legs together
Foss
and
locks
looks
eyes
at Faust.
Foss locks eyes with him. I'm not playing any more of these games. I'm done. I get it.
Do you, Faust?
I do. And frankly, I'm rather exhausted with all the dilly-dallying and meandering about it. So, Mr. Stoneford, as per how we initially got to know each other, settle in with me. What's your intentions with the neighborhood right now?
Tomorrow, I'm thinking of drafting Ohore's help and going to check out what the lay of the land is with who might be supplying who with the heroin around here. Information gathering, mostly. I'd prefer not to make any moves until such time as I have all the cards in my hand.
I have my foot in the door with local law enforcement.
Perfect.
Tell me what you need, and I will have it done.
First things first, I need names.
The Ramirez family, correct?
That's one name that we could start with. But I'm sure there are others.
Very well.
But
I'll have it done.
just as a final note to you, Faust. It was obvious that Ahura was on edge. If she snaps, I'm going to be unable to help you. And he's not gonna say another word, he's gonna leave the room.
You couldn't help me even if you wanted to.
Faust is left to ponder at the dinner table. Do you go anywhere, Mr. Buford?
What's the time?
4:30.
God. There's only one place I can go from here. I make my way to Mr. Wolford's.
And to Mr. Wolford's you go. Meanwhile, Maria, you climb the short bit of stairs into the second floor. The very small hallway leading to the very small rooms. It's clear that Ohura is in her room. You can very likely hear either pacing or tossing of things or whatever it is that Ohura does to blow off steam a little bit.
The door is shut, and the room is silent.
Or maybe you don't.
A little bit hesitant before I end up knocking on the door. It's Maria.
Come in. And as she opens the door, she'd see the room is not much different than it was the very first night that they opened the place up. Except for the window has alfoil over it, covering and cutting out the light. And there are pieces of old wood furniture that kind of blocks off the area when you see the peak of the deep green of the roll that she brought in. And she's sitting in the center of the room, eyes closed, legs crossed, breathing deeply.
Maria, sheepishly ends up closing the door. She tries to walk quiet, doesn't want to disturb the silence or the ambience of the room. Oh, there's clearly a bit of tension. She crosses her legs as she sits on the floor directly across from Ray. Takes a moment before she speaks up. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say I get it. I really don't. But got you riled up something fierce.
Maria, do you still have mortals that you care about?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Yeah. They kind of act as anchors. Right?
Sam told me something like that. Yeah.
Remind you of who you once were. Yeah. Castanetors like that for me.
Something special. You don't want Faust to end up getting his hooks in her.
I don't want her to end up hurt or dead. Because
of what we
I
are.
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand that. That part I can understand. But the way you looked at Faust, like you were gonna eat him on the spot.
Yeah. Did you know? You said something, or Faust said something, about you being a child of the devil or some crap like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Because it's true. I got the devil in me.
You got the devil in you. That's cute. That's very cute.
Revelations ends up speaking of a great beast. Old near one word himself. Coming on up. You know what I keep hearing? Well, they use the term fiend. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about right. So,
You know
right
what
now,
you look like to me?
imagine a chicken nugget.
You look like somebody who's in over your head.
You'd be right on that equation, I have to venture. You know what you look like to me?
What?
Big bad wolf doesn't know that he's about to eat through all the livestock and go hungry for the next season.
That sounds about right.
So right now, we are in a bit of a conundrum. You told me stand up for myself, right? Regardless on who I'm talking to. Then I'm gonna honor
Indeed, I
that,
did.
and I'm gonna talk to you. I know full well I got no business to end up doing so. The fact of the matter is that you fucking terrify me. Pardon my language. But you're so comfortable in your own skin. Worries me. And I saw how you looked at, how you end up looking at Faust, and Faust got no back down in him. You got no back down in you, and I know where that equation comes to. And problem is if neither one of you is willing to back down, then that means that this whole thing falls apart. And let's just be real here for a moment. We can't afford that. You can't either, right?
You're correct.
Okay, so somebody's got to serve as an intermediary between you two, and it sure as hell ain't gonna be no. Walking library ain't gonna end up doing it.
All those damn books.
All the book smarts in the world, and not a lick of sense, right? So, let me try and end up working this out here. At this current moment, you want to end up keeping them safe. Fine. I can try and end up doing something with that. Faust, though, is trying to end up doing something with this in their neighborhood, and we are currently all responsible for it.
That's right.
So how do I end up bridging this gap before it divides us so badly that we just start tearing each other to pieces? Because you said that we have something in common, right? At the table, you said it. What was it?
There is a skill in my clan that allows us to befriend and sense, hear the beast and animals.
All right.
And you walked in with that snake, and immediately that's where my head went.
All right. So teach me how this shit works. In return, I'm gonna end up being the intermediary between yourself and Faust. I gotta figure out on how the hell to end up doing this. It's only neighborly.
Okay. Oh.
I'm not big and mean and vicious like you. I'm not smart like Noel, and I certainly don't end up having a way with people like Faust, but I gotta find something I'm good for. And truth of the matter is in this coterie, I'm by my lonesome even amongst them. You and Faust share more in common than I think either one of you wants to admit.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Maybe you two have one of these talents in common too. I don't know.
Likely.
But it's got to start somewhere.
Well, what do you want to know?
Faust ended up asking me to end up joining him for dinner. You know, not actual feeding, but a restaurant. I'm never kind of taken aback by that. But it means that we got some time to talk. I'm here to try and end up figuring out what it is that you are looking for, what you want. And maybe I can find some way to end up making sure that your two positions can align, some way to put you both on the same track, at least for a little while. Figure out how to work with each other.
Ray opens her eyes and she looks over Maria.
She is utterly terrified of you and is not doing much to hide it.
And in this light, her eyes look, her irises look fairly black. Those teeth still a little sharp looking.
Can you hear it?
Hear what?
That little voice. That growl, that essence. Can you hear it?
I hear Old Scratch every day. Feel him in my heart, I swear.
And in your gut, he's hungry tonight.
Sometimes the beast can tell you things about others, other kindred, other supernaturals. How hungry they are, how hostile they are. Where Faust is concerned, I don't trust him at all.
You don't trust him.
Neither-
You don't want to trust him.
I don't trust him. And I also don't trust Noel.
And myself? Let me guess.
You
Too
are-
young to know better, right?
No, that's not it. I see something in you that reminds me a little bit of myself.
Mine's it.
So yeah, I trust you a little bit. A little bit.
Well, I'll try not to fuck that up too soon. We got eternity, apparently. I gotta assume that at some point it's gonna happen.
Ah, everybody fucks up eventually. That's just the way things are.
So what do you actually need? What do you want?
For now, I need to not have my big red button poked and prodded.
Off limits. Got it. I'll
And
see what I can do.
imagine, take a moment, those mortals that you care for. Imagine if he had have done that to them. How do you think you would have responded?
I think about those things every night.
Hmm. And that's just happened.
Yeah. So I imagine right now you're trying to be cool and cute. Cool like a cucumber. Just to end up not making the worst come out. That's what I'm picturing.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I was a monster before I was changed. You think you have the devil in you? Somebody
I know
put
I
the
do.
devil in you. I was born with the devil in me.
I know that I'm getting the impression not a lot of faith goes on in these, well, in our particular group. Hell, as far as I can see, most of the city.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time you spoke to the Heavenly Father? Ever?
No. No. I was never Christian. Never interested in that kind of thing.
Well, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you,
I
Ray.
appreciate it. I might not believe in it, but I know the heart that goes into it.
Um, well, look at the bright side. At least you know what the fuck you are. Language again, sorry.
Have you heard me talk, Maria? Language doesn't bother me.
Matter of trying to end up keeping a certain degree of a standard. I want to end up trying to end up doing this right, and I'm stumbling every 2 seconds.
I think you're doing pretty okay.
Maybe. But I
Oh.
feel it. You know, right here. When I feel it, there's something terrible inside. And I start thinking weird. Even now, I'm still trying to keep on the straight and narrow, and I hear it. And I don't think anybody wants to end up hearing what I'm hearing. Not in my skull, anyway.
I would actually like to use Sense the Beast on her.
Okay. That is a Sense the Beast roll versus a Composure Subterfuge, I believe.
Yes. Oh, Jesus. Any chance I can re-roll that one?
You would have 3 dice if you want to use willpower.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Can't
That's
really,
way better.
can't really tell. If her beast is being Raleigh right now, then you can't read it off her. She's surprisingly
about it,
composed for
Maria.
how bad she says her head's going right now.
Tell me about it, Maria.
Okay. When I look at this house, I say this is my place. When I look at you three, I say these are my people. And it displeases me in some fashion when I end up seeing them starting to get uppity, threatening to tear each other to pieces. My first instinct was to put myself directly between you and Faust, and I had to do everything I could to end up doing so because something said, I cannot allow this. I'm not a confrontational sort. Hell, before I was made, I didn't have a mean bone in my body. Now I'm looking for reasons to be mean. I wasn't even sure I had it in me, and I think most people can't see it in me neither.
Ray shuffles a little closer and leans in to look Maria in the eye. What if I said that I view you as one of my pack?
I'd say you got a poor running mate. But appreciate the sentiment. No, it's something that's happened ever since I was made. You know, it's you need to. You feel like you want to hurt something, or you want to drink something, or you want to bash something's head in, or something the like. But there's something more there. Like it's this is mine, and I won't let it go. I won't let it. She stops.
It's a possessive nature.
I don't know what it is, but I know it's there, and I know it's me. I know it's me, but it was never like this. I never tried to be greedy. I never tried to be wrathful, gluttonous. I tried to end up staying on the straight and narrow, and now everything about me is sin.
Is that such a bad thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Puts me a little further from God. Puts me a little farther away from any chance. If I gave up, I don't know what would be left.
I
But
see.
I wanted to end up talking to you and end up saying, I do what I can. And I know that if I tried, I'd probably get torn to pieces. I know. You know, I took some kickboxing back in the day, but you know, that was more of a. What, you remember the workout routines you end up getting on VHS tapes? With yeah,
Yes.
that. But I'm no fighter. Not like you.
No.
So when I get that impulse to be vicious and cruel, I don't know on how you do it. And I don't know on how Faust has the bravery to just stare somebody like you square in the eye and go head to head when, bluntly, I've seen wet towels way more than him. I don't know how it is that Noel just sits there and just talks about this like as if we're solving some math equation rather than seeing two people ready to tear each other to pieces. I feel like the world's lost its damn mind.
Maybe it has. Before I was kindred, I was a killer. So when you see me stand up like that, that's not just the beast, that is who I am. Faust stands up because he is full of pride. And Noel sits back, cool, calm, and collected, but inside he is panicking the same as everybody else. Faust reminds me of the being that took my sire and cut her head off in front of me.
But he ain't that.
No, he's not.
So
But his demeanor is very similar.
maybe, but
And every time he opens his mouth, I'm waiting for the day that he says that he's going to leash me. Because that's what the gangrel are to the Ventru. They're pet dogs.
yeah. Alright. Assuming that's true. Wait a minute. Is that why you're afraid of him getting close?
In part,
It gives him a chance that he might have something on you.
it's a problem with every kindred. We're always looking for a leg up.
You seem pretty knowledgeable about your game.
When you travel, you pick up things here and there.
Alright.
My sire gave me a decent amount before.
Alright then, killer. Teach me to play.
I'm not that great at the game myself.
And maybe consider that maybe Noel or Faust might actually be better players than the letting on. Maybe the whole
That's
point.
the problem.
It may be a problem for you right now, but it's a problem collectively. So you're gonna have to you're gonna have to end up having some form of give here. It's not a leash, but you gotta end up giving them something.
I'll consider it.
You're gonna have to do much better than that.
It's all I can give you for now.
Consider it as just another way of saying fuck off.
When I say I will consider it, I mean I will think about it. Truly.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what I'm about to find out. She crosses her legs. If you excuse me, I'll let myself out. Just,
Maria,
yeah.
if you need anything, come and talk to me. I will do my best to assist.
It's much appreciated. I'm much obliged. She takes a few steps back before opening the door, closing it quietly. She lets her back rest against the wall and takes a deep exhale at this point, letting the tension go in her shoulders. Oh god. Oh god, that was worse than I expected. Oh god. And she starts to shuffle her way back down the hall.
For now, we're going to follow Faust as he makes his way towards Alistair Wolford's haven. His mentor, confidant,
It's around.
grandsire.
Greetings, grandsire. It's the end of the evening. I drive a 2014 all black Honda Civic. Typical. Considering the circumstances, in the back there is a couple extra articles of clothing. There's a suit, my favorite vest, on one side hanging up, and on the other, there's a dress. It's my least favorite. I hate it. But it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose for me. Whenever necessary. As I'm driving, I think about the circumstances of the evening. Perhaps I've been too harsh. It's not that I wanted to leash a hurry. And I suppose in consequence that's what I've done. The only part that I can lay claim or pride to is that I didn't have to use that power. That gift. One that I consequentially barely know how to use. Castaneda is out of the way. And I'll make sure to advocate for her well-being. It's the least I can do. Maybe... perhaps I was presumptuous. That Ahura prefers that interaction. Of her taking on the streets, fighting crime. As dangerous as that is. As dangerous as that's going to become. Yes, we're kindred. We can handle most situations, certainly. But if Mr. Stoneford, if Miss Ahura truly wished to proceed with their intentions and the circumstances they wish to take on with this whole drug organization, this black market business bullshit. Certainly, sure, why not? I'll support them. It's not my taste. But if it gets them somewhere, I'm willing to offer anything. If it gets Ahura somewhere. She hates me. That's fine. She can hate me. She can hate me for everything and project as much as she wants, but in the end, realistically, all I want, and all I want to do for her, is I want to see her destroy the Camarilla. She made that statement, and I want to see it happen. I will make it happen. Because, truthfully, that's what I want too. I want to give her the opportunities to have her vengeance. In any way she can. Because an extension. Grip the wheel. An extension. It's mine, too. I make my way to Mr. Buford's. Another night spent beside him. It's generous what he does for me, to say the least. Generous in all that he has ever done for me. I park the car, and I make my way into the domain. What secret passages it retains, before I find myself in the cavern once again.
And what you
Okay.
see when you arrive is he is already sitting on the couch reading the morning paper, because it's already arrived. Making a few texts himself, or calls, just getting off of a call to prepare the business for the rest of the day, while he gets ready to sleep. Good evening, Faust.
Mr. Wolford, pleasure to see you again. Tonight I seek boarding once again. I understand it isn't within your interests, but I will have circumstances set up soon. Rest assured. He gives a slight bow.
On the contrary, you are welcome here anytime you need.
Faust.
Long day.
Faust gives a soft smile. It's something about Mr. Wolford that really causes any tension, any worry for him to alleviate. Long. Certainly, very.
Tell
I'm
me.
trying to understand this leadership that we carry, that is expected of us. One of my coterie mates is a gangrel. But more so than that, her history finds her at odds with us, with myself.
It's not uncommon.
No.
What is the situation specifically?
She's the same as me.
Truly. Just like you.
She projects a lot of the anger and loss that she's faced onto me. And I don't blame her, I don't.
But you do.
I wish she saw me for myself instead. I'm not untrustworthy. I don't intend to be. I just don't want to see... I don't want to see her unbecoming. And I don't want her unraveling. Maybe it's presumptuous of me to consider that that might be the case. But
Are you
you
trying
have
to
some-
change her, Faust?
no.
Already a week in?
What's that? Repeat that?
Oh, already a week in, and already frustrated.
He furrows his brows. He's clearly showing the signs of distress, but keeps himself postured, poised, his hands behind his back.
Come sit with me.
Faust takes the invitation. He sits directly across from Wolford. He sees the articles on the desk, trinkets.
What's really frustrating you? You're frustrated with her, certainly.
I suppose in the end I don't want to be alone. And yet I can't help but feel like that's the path I must take. I want to do everything I can to see the growth of this coterie, and of what little domain that we have, but the options that I have are limited. And perhaps, maybe I'm overextending myself. Maybe I'm outreaching myself and my expectations too high. But I'm not sure what to expect. And I would be lying if I said I didn't want to connect with them.
Nothing is stopping you from connecting with them, Faust.
This is true.
But you must do so on their level, if that makes any sense. To a gangrel, you must speak like a gangrel. To a toreador, you must speak like a toreador. To another ventrue, you must speak like a ventrue. What kind of gangrel is she? She the type to fly off the handle, or is she cool? 'Cause I've seen both.
She's cool. I thought she was at first, the type to fly off the handle. At first.
Good.
But when it comes to her frustrations, when it comes to her anger and projection, she maintains. And how she handles her beast is controlled, dictated, deemed.
Good. Something to be vigilant of, and perhaps learn something from.
But I have a concern. It was a night when we chose to explore the city together, our domain, what little that we have. She hunted, and I don't blame her. The time was ripe, it was excellent, and she had every opportunity to establish herself, to dominate a mortal and feed upon them, but she stopped. She didn't do that at all.
She didn't overpower someone?
She didn't feed when everything I could see of her said that she must.
Kindred are tricky beings. In that you can never really 100% read someone, regardless of what skills you might have at reading people, reading a room.
Certainly.
But
But I think I
certain stereotypes remain to be true, regardless of who you are. And that you could always trust.
True.
A gangrel
Sir?
will fly off the handle, that much is certain. It will happen to anyone. You have to be ready for it.
Faust turns his eyebrows up. Worry. He grimaces and reels himself back in.
Even I've flown off the handle before.
Clenches his eyes. Yes. And I have too.
It's what we learn from the experience that's important. I learned very quickly in my youth that I needed to rail that in. I was not always the most composed man.
You're so stiff, I would have never guessed.
There was a time once.
I hope to live up to that. Someday.
You have quite a lineage to live up to, Faust.
He looks. The trinkets at the table, coasters. Specifically. It's ironic. It's almost. He can more or less read. Wolford, more than likely, takes what blood he can. Maybe drinks wine from it. Classic vampire. So classic. But he pulls his thoughts back in to the subject at hand. And he thinks for a moment, diverting his eyes from Wolford. Eugene gave us a choice.
Yes, he did.
He made it. The greatest sacrifice that he could offer. And not to say that I want to sacrifice myself, but I do want to offer my coterie choices. I want to give them options. And whatever they choose. I want to see them succeed.
But beware that you make that choice for them. It's in all of us to be arrogant enough to believe we are always right.
I believe I've made that mistake tonight. He smirks.
I figured as much. Otherwise you wouldn't be so frustrated, would you?
No. Or distraught. I don't have the same poker face as you. You're gonna have to teach me that one.
That one comes with time. That one I cannot rush along for you.
Oh, come on. A couple games of blackjack could change that. Maybe some chess.
Hmm. Chess would be lovely one night.
Indulge me. Your time is valuable to me, and any moment I can share with you.
Do you truly understand the game, Mr. Buford?
I can understand a big picture and what I can gain from it.
Do you have
But
a
I've never-
goal?
A goal.
Vision?
I want a home. And I want to settle my roots so deep in San Antonio that they won't be able to ever consider me anything but a part of it. The heart and centerpiece. That's distant.
Centerpiece.
So distant.
Be careful. You're sounding like a tyrant.
Oh heavens. If I'm anything like Swarsea, I think I'd sooner walk to the sun.
Oh, I have a feeling that you are far more like the seneschal. Stalwart.
Faust pauses.
Who knows, perhaps in one day Seneschal Hummel will be proud of you.
You'll have to tell me his ventures and what you've learned of him. If you could. I don't intend to be like him, but if I can learn from.
Isn't that what all good stories are for?
Faust smiles. Yes. And I do love me a good story.
And I believe that is where we're going to end the session for tonight. Thank you for coming along with us on our story, our dear audience. Episode 3 of San Antonio by Night Aftermath is concluded.
Yay! Thank God for that, because my phone actually died, so I had to switch to the tablet.
I could talk to Mr. Wolford all fucking day.
Gotta love a good song.
Ah, yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you guys so much for playing.
Thank you! Also, Mox,
Thank you.
Fuck.
Yes?
fuck, thank you!
I love you.
I love you! No shit. Like, it's tense between us and our characters, but it is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, so much love for you, Specs. So much love.
The poll is open, everyone, so get your votes in for the audience favorite for tonight's session. But I think, hooray, I think there's a single stain on your humanity that you would need to take.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Your touchstone
Sorry,
is in
can I
danger.
get you to... Can I get you to do that one for me? Because
Roll
I
humanity.
actually am not on Roll20 right now.
Okay. Yes, I can roll your remorse check.
That was a rouse.
Oh, that was a rouse, huh? My bad.
Can we take points since we're all fucking rolling the wrong things tonight?
You are successful in staving off that stain. It hurts. It hurts.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. We're not rocking a Humanity 5 character 3 episodes in. Oh boy.
It hurts. It hurts that she's in trouble. That she's been subjected to whatever it is that Faust did. Something needs to get fixed about this.
Faust needs to learn he can't just fuck with people's touchstones.
Not that you would know what a touchstone is.
Yeah.
Did anyone
can't-
recover willpower?
I did.
I believe I did.
Yes, you did. I do see that. I've got that.
I got it. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Specs.
I got it in with law enforcement. That is done and done. I recover 1 willpower, right?
Yep. Superficial or aggravated.
It is superficial.
We almost had a frenzy from our dear beloved Ahure.
Whew.
But you
Yeah, no,
managed.
she doesn't like it when people hurt or touch or considers part of her pack.
Her
which
pack is family.
Essentially that's what her touchstones are to her. And Maria is also included in that.
Yay!
Noted.
Yes.
Did Noel spend any willpower?
I spent a single willpower, but I'm guessing considering we're going to be starting a new night and how you rule the regular regaining of willpower,
Yeah.
I'll gain it back over the night, so that's fine.
Okay.
But no, I did not complete my desire. No, I've set a new desire, one that's going to be very important, especially for Faust.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright. Maria, did you spend any willpower?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, that's stains and willpower out of the way. So now we're moving on to experience. Everybody at the table gets 1, so congratulations, you get your participation trophy.
Yay!
Yay!
And now, let's talk about the categories in which we dish out additional experience. We have the plot mover, we have the best scene, we have the best line, and of course our audience favorite, voted on by the audience. So, who moved the plot?
Faust.
Agreed, Faust.
Oh, thanks.
Faust gets plot mover.
Yep,
Look
that's
at me.
pretty unanimous.
Big brain moves. Yay.
Big brain. Who
With a
had...
lot of drama.
Yeah, for sure. Who had the best scene?
There were so many good scenes tonight.
Mhm.
Hooray almost fucking frenzying on me.
Between, Ahura and Faust, Ahura and Maria. I'm definitely going to be going Ahura. I can't fucking speak right now. I'm sorry. Ahura.
Just say Ray. Worst case scenario. Say Ray.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ray for the best scene. Just any of the scenes tonight. Take your pick.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
All right. All right,
I will take that.
gets that. Best line from the session.
Faust.
Aw.
Smarties made of vomit and cocaine.
Help me if you wanted to. That was the line that that one hit hard.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the line?
You couldn't help me even if you wanted to. That hit hard.
Thank you for
Mm.
picking that one up, Derek.
See,
Mhm.
that was actually, I was actually gonna throw my hat in for the line just before that. In all seriousness, Faust, if she does snap on you, I cannot help you. And just the earnest of, if she snaps, there's nothing I can do to help you.
Yeah,
You're
that's
on
because
your
you're
own.
weak. Faust recognizes this. He doesn't
Hey,
expect
Faust.
shipping.
Hey, Faust. Say that to my Strength 3, Melee 3 sword specialization.
I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. A twink is a twink.
Hey, Mouse was super fucking strong by the end of Detroit, and he's a lanky, bony ass motherfucker. So looks are not everything.
Well,
Still
the
counts
thing
as
is
a
though
twink.
is that he was a literal kid though. He was
True. But looks aren't
Yeah.
everything.
All I can say to Faust is better hope that Ray doesn't pick up potence too somewhere along the line.
Oh, no worries.
Mm,
I'm already anticipating a lot of things here.
Good. Because I was hoping that's what you take away from what Mr. Wolford said.
I'm looking forward to next session so much.
Anticipate everything. Because it will happen. It's just a matter of when.
Yes. So wait,
So was it a hooray that was getting... No.
No, best
from
line I said Faust.
Faust. One for Faust.
and
What do
I
you think,
voted for
Derek?
me.
I feel like Arian right now.
That's good. Then you're finally getting it.
Yeah!
There
Derek,
you go.
what was your decide? What was your favorite line? We didn't hear from you.
Yeah, I believe I already did. You couldn't help me
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
Faust.
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 Faust. Faust it is then. He wins.
Yep, that'll be.
So we still got, I
That'll be
believe,
Faust 60.
the poll still going for another
Yes.
minute. So get your votes in, everybody! Exclamation point vote on who you believe to be your favorite today. But how do we feel about the session?
This was a very
I love you guys.
I love you too.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was a
you
good session.
too.
Oh my god. I feel
Even though Ray is horrible, I love you.
I'm gonna be honest. I really feel this relationship between Ahura and Faust. It's deep. It's gonna be good. There's gonna be something powerful from this. It's gonna be rocky,
Hopefully.
but powerful.
I'm loving it.
I dig it. I dig it.
Faust gets a point. Don't fuck with your people. Got it. Noted.
It's like, if you manage to become one of my people, you will get the same treatment that they get.
You just have to get there first.
That's exactly right.
Well, food is a pretty quick way.
Yeah.
But yeah. It looks like we don't have any votes for audience favorite. Womp womp.
Oh, wow, wow.
Aww.
Can we high low?
That actually means that nobody gets it.
Aw. We need more viewers. I'm gonna start advertising. Fist fighting.
I even tried to get a new lot of people in today.
Mm.
I don't know if they were paying attention though.
Sad.
Oh well. What can you do? Next time,
Yeah.
maybe. But, yeah. Any expenditures from my lovely players?
Yes.
Oh, I think I've got a bit of experience I can spend now. I'll bank mine for now and I'll think about it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I have 1 dot of blood bond with Anna Parker from the precinct guard.
Yes.
in Gardendale.
Yes.
I want to use that to gain influence in the precinct in Gardendale as well.
You do not have enough power there to garner influence.
Not
I
yet.
gotta make that fucking appointment with the chief. Okay, well, she's a blood bond. I guess technically she's also a contact in that extension.
She hasn't really given you a yes or no of whether or not she will do it or not. She's very influenced to do so. But you haven't gotten the confirmation of that yet.
You gotta put more moves on her.
I gave her my number. She better fucking forward it to the chief.
She's more likely to call you herself.
Get her in bed, Faust. Do it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Better,
Nope.
Faust.
I don't think I want to go on a date with her if she's not going to give that number to the chief.
So we'll find out.
Look, you gotta put in the work before you get the rewards.
That's shitty.
That's how this shit
Oh
works.
no!
I'm a
Oh no, I
millennial.
have to work!
No, Faust is a millennial. He wants instant gratification.
I feel a little offended.
I'm a millennial too. I'm not afraid of saying this.
My God.
I'm not entitled to shit. But I'm
I'm
older.
I'm actually really interested in that homeless dude that we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one.
That Ray met. David.
Mm-hmm. That's a new plot point. You can pursue it if you want.
Indeed. She is definitely going to pursue that.
You are welcome to pursue any
Jesus.
angles at any cost that you want.
Oh yeah, and you specifically mentioned the cost because that's what you're here to do. You're here to make us bleed.
Can you blame me?
A
I'm your
beams of-
storyteller.
Beams of fire sweeping through our head. Coffee. Is that what's happening?
You all keep coming back for more. I finished
Yes,
I
yes, we
finished
do.
campaign 1 with you guys. You guys came back for campaign 2. That's not my fault.
This is true.
We're just masochists.
For my breed of storytelling, yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. I know what I need to do coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of frustrated. I still gotta work with the police, but right.
It takes work when you don't have it out, right?
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought that fame would have really convinced her, like, oh shit. Yeah, maybe this guy does know what he's talking about.
She's very convinced you are a good-looking dude. From the
Well,
from the magazine.
she's not wrong.
Oh, you guys already turned off your video. I didn't have video turned on. What? I wasn't done yet.
Whoops. Okay, so I guess at this point, what I'm going to do is actually, can I put a dot in Haven?
Absolutely. You guys have been strolling. You guys have been strolling your domain pretty rigorously the last 3 sessions, and so I don't see why you wouldn't be able to find at least a 1 dot haven. It might be harder to find a 2, but a 1 dot definitely.
Okay, I'll take a condo. Itty bitty shitty apartment. Whatever.
Probably closer to an apartment than a condo. Condos assume you bought the thing.
We need
Condo-
condominiums. Those kids don't need that land.
Okay, so 1 dot apartment, small apartment.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have left? I have.
You have things left?
Yes.
Anyone else spending?
I've only got 2. I'm banking right now. Although I will have an expenditure next session.
Perfect.
I'm still thinking about mine.
That's fine. Just let me know in the chat when and if you do make a change, so that I can have a mental
Yeah.
note of it.
I can buy my first dot in fortitude
Ooh.
at this point.
I mean, I can see a very thematic one, but which one are you taking?
Probably unswayable mind because no.
Thematic. That's exactly what I was thinking was thematic for Faust.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What, you think you can stare? Fuck off. Peace was
Absolutely.
never an option.
Stubborn little boy.
Peace was never an option, but you're not prepared for war. Not in the way that you need to be.
Hot damn, called out.
I think I am more than anyone anticipates. My manipulation is pretty
I
fucking
look
high.
forward to seeing how that works out.
Ooh, me too.
Yeah, me too.
The only problem is that Faust just doesn't want to do that. That doesn't sound fun, and he said he wouldn't, so that's the issue. It would incur a stain at this point. Because he said he wouldn't use Mesmerize on a hooray.
Mhm. So at this point, it would be, do you risk a stain, or do you risk a masquerade breach? Because that's potentially what could happen, depending where and when she frenzies.
Look, a masquerade breach can be handled with a whole bunch of other people. I just have to have enough to handle it.
For sure. Oh yeah, that's
But-
that's the power.
But like when it comes to a hooray, it's just the issue of if she attacks him, then it's a problem. So I'm not worried about fighting her. I don't want to fight her. That's a given. What I do want is to be able to withstand any sort of attacks she has.
Fortitude is your best friend in that regard, then.
Precisely. That's
Yeah.
why I'm gonna go for toughness.
Yep.
I'm gonna be tough.
But yeah. That concludes tonight's session of Aftermath. Our Iconoclasts will wake up renewed on a new day next session. And I hope you all...
May or may not be looking at multiple. May or may not be looking at multiple Hunger Force.
For
Look
sure.
forward to that.
Yeah. Oh no. Some
God.
actual hunting going on? What? But yeah. So let's do a little bit of shout outs. Spectre, where can people find you?
You can find me on both Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. If you want to catch me up on Twitter and Twitch, you can find me under Spectre Deflector. Typical name, same thing, either way. On Twitch, I stream Mondays with Brisbane by Night, and Wednesdays here in San Antonio, and on Fridays I offer live commissions for $15 an hour featuring my Ghosting Images Twitch program. Feel free to stop, hang out, talk, lurk, whatever you need.
And we have Lethality Complex and Moxiepox. Where can they find you guys?
You can find us over on Gathering of Nerds. We stream in Australian time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm also here on Thursday Australian time, and yeah, we have good times.
Both on YouTube
Yeah.
and on Twitch.
Yes,
Yes.
we are both
Gathering
on
of
YouTube
Nerds.
and on Twitch. Yes, we have Brisbane by Night. It's featuring Derek, Spectre, and Noxie, as well as myself as the ST, and maybe a little something secret happening next week, as long as I'm available, with a certain cat of coffee. And after of which we have a Minecraft stream, and then on Wednesdays Australian time we have our regular multiplayer tabletop multiplayer stream, where we do regular multiplayer games. Me specifically, you can also find me here playing San Antonio, and also on Derek's channel playing Nora Bellum in Detroit by Night Overhaul. Speaking of which,
And Derek, where can everybody find you on YouTube and on Twitch and everything else?
You can end up finding me at Macabre Derek at Twitch. You're gonna end up finding that I end up doing a lot of streaming of Vampire the Masquerade, specifically of Detroit by Night, every Sunday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. You can also end up catching a VTM workshop after the stream, where we discuss various topics of Vampire the Masquerade, kind of an AMA mixed with a bit of an insightful lesson of various clans or other mechanics. We also end up doing drawing on the macabre every Thursday, where I end up taking in commission work and I end up doing illustrations for various players who end up deciding they need a character illustrated for their RPG experience. You also end up finding me with the Gathering of Nerds every Monday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And, of course, you'll end up finding me here every single Wednesday at 10 Central Standard Time. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope to see you around as we continue our By Night Chronicles here on Twitch.
And don't forget to follow me, CoffeeCat Presents, everywhere on social media and on coffeecatpresents.com. So don't forget to subscribe to every one of these people on YouTube and on Twitch and everything else, because they're fantastic people. So just give them some love. But that does it for us in the Alamo City. I hope you all have a great night. Say good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good evening.